and welcome to the Great Journey, Word of God. And we are in a cycle of talking about Christmas and Advent. And last week, Pastor Pat joined me to make Advent wreaths, where we light a different candle each week of Advent. Well, this week, we're going to get into talking about the stories of the baby Jesus in the Bible and how they differ from book to book in the Gospels. The Gospels of Matthew and Luke and John all tell stories about the baby Jesus, but they tell them very differently. And you know what? We can see how different those stories are when we look at Christmas cards that we get or that we send out leading up to Christmas. Now, we'll get to the Christmas cards in a minute, but as I was saying, these books of the Bible talk about the baby Jesus differently. And starting in Matthew was talking mainly to the people of the Jewish community. Right, Kelly? I forgot to introduce Miss Kelly. Look who I have joining me today.
And you're right, Bonnie, that's true. He was speaking mostly to a Jewish audience. He really wanted to impress upon them that Jesus was a Jew, and he was the Messiah that they had been waiting so long for. He also talked about the Magi who came to, pay homage to him, and then also the fact that Jesus and his family had to escape to Egypt. They were refugees.
That's right.
Because Herod was attempting to try to kill him.
Right, that's right. So in some of the Christmas cards that you get, you might see the three wise men, the Magi, coming to pay respects and honor to baby Jesus. There and there. Okay, and then the family, Jesus and his family, having to leave Bethlehem and escape to Egypt so that Herod didn't kill baby Jesus because he was jealous because Jesus was supposed to be the king of the Jews, right?
That's right.
Right. Well, Luke picks up the story differently. And one of the things that Luke focuses on is Luke is talking mainly to people who are already Christians, but who want to know, a real story about the birth of Jesus. And so he goes back to Jesus' Hebrew roots and talks about the family having to go to Bethlehem to be counted as part of the Hebrew nation, and how it was so crowded. There were so many people. And so they had to take refuge in a stable, probably in the stable of some relatives that all their cousins got there before them, and they got all the good spots in the house. And so they ended up in a nice warm stable, and that's where Jesus was born. And then through that, Luke shows us that Jesus is meant for everybody, not just the elite, not just the fancy people, but people who, like the shepherds and the innkeepers and the shopkeepers, everybody. Now, the Gospel of John is very different. The Gospel of John tells the story this way. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh, became human, and lives among us, and we have seen his glory, the glory as of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. So John talks about Jesus as being the light of the world, and the love of God come to earth as a fully human being. So Jesus is the light of the world. So, in the next day, do you get Christmas cards, Kelly? Do you send them out?
I do, and I send them out.
That's fun. It's always nice to get those in the mail. Very special. More special today than ever. So as Christmas cards come into your house, or as you are sending them out, watch for depictions or pictures of the stories of how Matthew, Luke, and John tell the story of the baby Jesus. Can you find those stories in the Christmas cards that you get or the Christmas cards you send out? Keep an eye out and think about the cards that you send out too. Maybe you'd like to draw a picture of your favorite part of the baby Jesus story and send it to someone very special to you. Okay? Watch for those Christmas cards. Thanks for being here today, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you next week.